Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alyssa, or known as Sweets to Sweat here on YouTube, and I know it's been a hot minute since I've put a video up on my channel. I've just been really busy with work, and I was in New Zealand for a while, and I just kind of lost my whole mojo with my channel, and so today I decided it'd be fun. I had some time, and I thought I would kind of show you the kind of my favorite products I like to use to wear every day for my everyday makeup, and basically a natural look, which is what you will see in my video if you keep on watching to see how I recreated this, and like I said, my favorite products. So I hope you guys keep on watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel from below. I would love to have you be part of my squad, and let's get into it. So I'm going to start off with priming. I like to use the Too Faced Hangover Primer. I really enjoy this one, especially in the winter because I have really dry skin in the winter and I live in Wisconsin. So I take about 2 pumps and I just pat this all over my face. Rub it in. And then I really like to use the Porefessional Pore Blur primer to just do like the spots that I have in large pores. So that's really right here, and I just kind of press this in a little bit. And then I do a little bit up here. So basically you're going to want to, you could use this all over your face, or you could just use this where you have your most problematic areas, which is what I like to do. And I get a little bit on my chin and above my cupid's bow that I have some problems with. Next, I'm going to do kind of a little bit of a cocktail, if you will, for my foundation. I've been using the IT Cosmetics CC cream in the shade medium, and I've been really loving this Too Faced Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation, and I'm in the color Natural Beige. I kind of like to mix these together. So these are both great on their own. The Too Faced Peach one is definitely matte, and then the CC cream is kind of dewy. I kind of like a mixture of both. I have been having some texture issues with my face, so when I do an all matte face, I feel like my texture is brought out more. So if I do kind of a combination, I'm still getting that glowy look, but not so much. So you could do this on the back of your hand. I typically have this little metal palette that I like to do. So I'm basically going in with like a squirt and a half, I guess you could say, of each. And then you can blend it with your finger, or sometimes I just kind of blend it with my beauty blender. And I just kind of tap this on. Sorry, I don't have my actual mirror in here, so it's kind of a hand juggling situation. So I like to do a thin layer first before I go in with maybe a second layer. This is medium to full coverage, depending on what kind of look you like. I used to have like really amazing skin growing up, and the older I've gotten, the worse my skin has gotten. I don't know if that just comes along with old age, or there's something weird about it. I also like to go down my chin and neck, and I do go on my ears. I feel like this helps blend the color in more and just helps avoid any like line per se. So I'm just patting this all over my face. So my favorite beauty blender or makeup sponge at the moment is this Morphe the Morphe sponge. You can buy it online at Morphe.com, or they actually sell Morphe at Ulta now, so that's really great. So now I'm just going to go in and kind of put it anywhere I think I need some touch-ups or some extra coverage, I guess. I really just like this combo of these two foundations together. I don't know why, but I just think it still gives me a really glowy look, but it's not as glowy. All right. I think we got our base down. So then I like to go in with everyone's pretty much favorite, the Tarte Shape Tape. I am in the color Light Neutral. And this stuff is very full coverage and thick, and a lot goes a long way. So I kind of just dab it. I do a little bit on my Cupid's bow, my chin, the tip of my nose, up my nose, on my forehead. And I like to use this as my eyeshadow primer. So that was just one dip, if that gives you a good idea on how much can go. And then I'm just taking my sponge again. And patting this out. And we are going to set this right away. So I have the RCMA No Color Powder, and I just bought this empty little compact on Amazon. So this is what I like to use, and I like to bake my face. I bake under my eyes and the top of my eyes just to avoid any creasing. And then I like to sometimes press this in to some other areas or use this as my application. So setting your face with powder is going to help make your makeup last longer. It also can give you a little bit of a more matte look. Help with no transferring of the foundation. So you have to be careful when you're putting powder on with a beauty blender sometimes, because it can cause it to get cakey if you're not careful or you're applying too much. Then I also have this Morphe E1 brush that I kind of just like to go over where I pressed and spread out any extra powder that might just be sitting on my skin, and wipe away my under eyes and eyes. Then we are going to do some bronzing. I like to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and you can tell mine is quite loved. But I've been really loving this Morphe R2. So you guys will notice that almost all my brushes are Morphe brushes. I'm not an affiliate, but I've watched so many YouTube videos of other beauty gurus, and so many are obviously Morphe affiliates. And I just really actually end up enjoying their brushes. I used to start out with a lot of the Real Techniques brushes, which you can get at the drugstore, and I used those for a long time until I upgraded, or they just didn't have the some of the brushes that I was wanting. And so I ordered a bunch of these and I've been loving them. I think they're great quality, they're affordable, and yeah, so I recommend them. So I'm just kind of bronzing and contouring the face at the same time. I'm going to do a little bit under the chin. Just want to make sure that's really blended out. So then I like to go in with blush. I love the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. It's so pretty, you guys. This is my favorite. And then I use the Morphe E4 brush. And kind of do a little bit on the apples of my cheek. Bring it back. I'm hoping that I have you guys close enough. Let me know if for future videos you want me to be closer up to the camera. I haven't done a video in so long. And one of the things that everyone else, especially beauty gurus, know how to do is do all this editing techniques on the computer. And I don't really do a lot of editing or have the time or understand some of it. So that's kind of unhelpful for you guys potentially, but there is that. So next I am going to, oh, this is my favorite thing to do after I've bronzed, is I take my Morphe sponge and my RCMA no color powder, dip it in, and then I do the cutting of my contour to make it a little bit more sharp. So I really like to do that. So I brought you guys a little bit closer. So I got my brows microbladed at the end of December, but overall this has been looking really great. So I haven't been filling them in any further, but I will sometimes. I like to still use my fiber brow gel, and these are my two favorites. I have the Benefit Gimme Brow and I'm in shade 3, and I also really like the Essence Make Me Brow and I'm in number 2 Brownie Brows. So this is like $3 and this is like $24 or $20. So depending on what you want to spend, I'm going to use the Essence today. And I just really like the brush. So I just fan it up. So obviously if you want a fuller brow, you can fill yours in with a pencil or dip brow, depending on what kind of style. I always used to just use a pencil. But this actually is really great if you're looking for a more natural brow, but it helps kind of keep your brows into place, and there are little fibers in them that helps kind of fill in a little bit and kind of darken it up a bit. So brows are done. We are going to go into doing the eye makeup. So I'm going to be using the Tartlette in Bloom palette. It looks kind of like this. And this is one of my favorite palettes when I'm doing an all-natural look. So the first thing I like to use is the M505 Morphe brush. It's a nice fluffy brush, and I like to go in with Smarty Pants. Kind of tap it And I'm just going in with this color into my crease. We're just gonna have a really, really basic natural eyes today. It's seriously one of my favorite looks to do. It's like being natural. Like, I feel like my makeup is like natural, but obviously you can tell I'm wearing makeup. But it's not sometimes over the top. So after you blended that out in the crease, I'm gonna go in with the Morphe M441 brush. It's like another fluffier brush. And I'm going to go in the color Rebel, which is this color right here. Very lightly, and I'm gonna just do the outer corners. And I always like to tap off any excess powder off of my brush. I'm just kind of blending this in my crease on the outer edge, but keeping it still very subtle. And you're probably thinking potentially at this point it's looking a little dark, but once we add the next color, it will be fine. So then I like to use the Morphe M433 brush. And I like to go into Flower Child, which is this matte tan color. And we're just gonna put this pretty much almost all over my lid. Even where we put that darker shade to kind of tone it down sometimes. I'm just blending it. And then I'm going back in with the M503. Nothing's on it except what was on it earlier. And I'm just redoing my crease. Make sure it's blended well. And then what I like to do is, this brush actually is not a Morphe brush. I got this in a Boxy Charm. It's a Royal and Langnickel Detail Brush Bomb 18, I think, B-O-M. We're going to go back into the Smarty Pants that we did in our crease, dip in there a little bit, and we're going to go under our waterline on the lower lash. This is just going to kind of help tie in the top color, but keeping it a very, very subtle look. And I'm not even dragging it all the way down, just kind of on the outer edge. So that's kind of it for the eyes, to an extent. I then take this Morphe M438 brush and just kind of brush anything that might have had fallen. And then I'm going to go back in with the E1 and brush away this bake underneath my bronzer. Then we are going to go in with highlight. I love this Ofra Highlighter in Rodeo Drive. It's one of the prettiest highlights ever. So I'm going to go in with the Morphe M510. I'm just going to go. It's so blinding, you guys. I like to go on my nose. I'm sorry I'm using a little bit of the viewfinder here, but you guys will forgive me. It's so pretty. So I also really like to a lot of times tie my face highlight into my inner corners unless I'm doing a really light inner corner. So I'm just going to use this as my inner corner highlight, and I'm using the E36 Morphe brush. And if you're hearing any background noise, that's because my cat decided she wanted to come in and eat some food. So we're just gonna let it be. Sometimes I take this and go down my nose to give it a really snatched look. So if you want to like down your highlight a little bit, I go back in with my sponge and kind of press in where my highlight is to give it a little bit more natural look. And then for lips, I love, oh my god, it's so well loved. This Jeffree Star liquid lipstick and mannequin. This is my favorite. So this is on. I really, really, really like his new, it's only limited edition, but his Christmas cookie color he brought out for the holidays. So I do like that. So I'm going to go in with this Colourpop eyeliner in the color HoneyDude. And it's basically just a nude color. And I'm putting this in my water. I don't know if you guys can see because I'm kind of cheating here right now. My studio just does not have very good setup. It's something I was going to work on and then just kind of never did, and partly the reason I stopped making videos. So maybe 2018 will be the year that I get my life together on my channel. But I'm just going to go in with curler. I'm going to curl my eyelashes. I almost always curl my eyelashes. I just feel like it's a necessity. So we're going to go in with the Benefit Roller Lash. This actually isn't my favorite mascara, but it's the one I've been using a lot lately just because I'm trying to use it up. I don't like to have like a million mascaras open. So I do like this one because it has like a nice applicator for the bottom lashes, and I really, really like to mascara my bottom eyelashes. Alright, so we are just going to set the face and then we are going to be done. So that's exciting, huh? So I use the Milani Make It Last setting spray. And I go a little ham on it, but I love it. And then I just use this palette again to fan it off to help dry it. And that, guys, is the final look. Hopefully you guys liked this video. If you guys want to see more videos, or if there's certain things you want to see, please comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. All right, bye guys.